breaking news today.
Please subscribe and then check notification box to get all breaking news alerts.
This past week at the White House, President Trump and his staffers and associates hosted the winners of the NCAA championship. He took the opportunity to meet with members of the team from Pennsylvania State and threw a red, white, and blue volleyball up in the air. Also in attendance was the Ohio State University men's team. President Trump took a special moment to take a picture with Maryland lacrosse player Dylan Maltz, who's originally from Ashburn, Virginia. In the picture, Maltz is seen wear a tie celebrating President Trump's 2016 presidential win. However, despite all the festivities, there were some notable absences. The men's basketball team from the University of North Carolina and the women's basketball team from South Carolina were not in attendance. The Daily Mail reported the following. Trump jovially met with other NCAA teams on the South Lawn and various rooms of the White House in their absence on Friday. With the Utah skiing team, he contorted his pointer fingers and thumbs into a U shape for their photo together. He and Education Secretary Betsy DeVos prayed with the Oklahoma women's softball team in the White House's East Room. A lot of great athletes, he told the Maryland women's lacrosse team, suggesting that the men and women of the school, both of whom were at the top of their respective divisions, should play each other. In the Red Room of the White House, the president plugged the Second Amendment as he met the West Virginia rifle team. Second Amendment, right? Save the Second Amendment, the president said. He also commented that West Virginia has a great governor and is doing well. The state's Democratic governor, Jim Justice, announced the party switched Republican at a Trump rally in the state this past August. Because North Carolina and South Carolina were not present, it meant that neither of the NCAA basketball champions were present as they had actually won. The Tar Heels had released a statement indicating they were fine with going but could not agree on a date with the White House. The statement revealed the following by spokesman Steve Kirshner. We tried about 8 or 9 dates and between they couldn't work out that date, we couldn't work out that date, so we would have liked to have gone, but not going. However, their coach Roy Williams had indicated that when the team won the championship in 2005 that the administration under George W. Bush did not invite them for a solo event, but instead an event similar to the one hosted by President Trump that was in the style of a cattle call. Yet in 2009 the team did attend the White House when President Obama was in office. It seems the problem is not a date or an invitation but the person who is president. Because they have no problem attending when a Democrat is in office but they do when there is a Republican in office. Williams had publicly disparaged President Trump saying, "You know, our president tweets out more bulls than anybody I've ever seen." Indicating that it is, in fact, the president and not the date the team and coach have a problem with. The women's team from South Carolina took a somewhat similar but unique stance when they refused to come because it took the White House 6 months to extend an invitation. Gamecocks coach Don Staley told the Associated Press the following in September. "We haven't gotten an invitation yet and that in itself speaks volumes. It's what it stands for. It's what national champions do. We did hear from the White House about attending tomorrow's event, but we will not be able to attend. As I've been saying since our practices for this season started, all of our focus is on the season ahead. The only invitation we are thinking about is to the 2018 NCAA tournament." Sports are meant to be a time of happiness and continuity. A time for people to come together and forget all that divides us and enjoy themselves. Yet sports have been disrupted over the last year from their intended and original purpose and it is extremely upsetting. No longer can you turn on the television to watch a simple football game without it turning political, the very thing you are trying to escape when watching a game. It's high time to leave politics to the real politicians and sports to the players. When we see them intermingle it is never a good result. Especially more recently and when it comes to football. Even though it is not their job, it is abundantly clear that it is not the White House, Congress, or the Senate playing politics but these amateur sporting professionals. Share if you agree they are trying to make a political statement about their invitation.